You know, it's funny to imagine just how different the Alamo Dome might look come 2025 when it's set to host the men's Final Four. The question right now, though, is will it host a different kind of Final Four before then? So we caught up with Jenny Carnes, the executive director of the San Antonio Local Organizing Committee, to get the inside track on whether the city will once again host a big national event. I don't know if anyone is busier in San Antonio than you and your group are these days. The NCAA Women's Selection Committee just came through town. How do you think the site visit went?
I think it went very well. I think it went as good as it possibly could have. We executed perfectly. I think the best part about our site visit is the people we had involved. From the highest level of the city, mayor, city manager, our chief of police, chief of fire. We showed the NCAA that we're really committed to their event and that their event is very important to San Antonio.
Because San Antonio, and you guys specifically, just secured the men's Final Four bid.
It's been a good summer.
It's been a good summer. Because of that, some of the pressure off a little bit because there's already been a big victory this summer?
Well, maybe a little bit. I guess it depends on how you look at it. I think it could be answered two ways. I feel like we have a lot of momentum right now after coming off a very successful men's Final Four in March and April. But I almost feel like there's a little bit more pressure there because now we're rolling and we're expected to win another one. So it kind of depends.
Yeah. You raise an interesting point there. Just having secured a men's bid, does that affect one way or the other, you think, the women's selection committee? In other words, do they look at that and say, well, San Antonio just got the men's, maybe spread the wealth a little bit, and that's obviously something we don't want? Or do they look and say, they got a man, let's give them a women's as well? Is there one way or the other where it could affect it?
Those groups really operate separately, two different committees. I think that we do have an advantage having just hosted the men's, and there was a couple of their staff members from the women's side that came to our championship night on Monday after their event was over in Columbus. So they were able to see the city in action and the facility in action. And obviously having a brand new Alamo Dome, plays to our advantage. But I don't think those two, the groups are completely different and they look at different things and their events are completely different.
Are there any specifics that maybe the common fan doesn't know about that are different when it comes to a pitch for the women's Final Four as opposed to a pitch for the men's Final Four?
I think the biggest thing is that, we have to, different from the men's Final Four where it's pretty much a sellout every year. Now, depending on the teams that qualify and how many tickets they pick up, but for a women's Final Four, it's a different type of marketing plan. You're not just marketing the ancillary events, you're marketing tickets as well. So it's a little bit different of an approach, and it's a little smaller, it's more intimate. I love working on the women's Final Four because it has a different feel. The athletes are different, they're a little bit more laid back, they appreciate being at the event more, they appreciate the city that they're in more. Obviously being a women's basketball player in college, the event is very special to me.
Yeah.
I would love to do this again.
So the next step in securing a women's Final Four bid from 2021 to 2024, that comes September 18th. When final bid presentations are to be made in Tampa, Florida. For Sports2Nite, I'm Hector Ledesma.
You're watching Sports2Nite, San Antonio's only nightly 30-minute sportscast with exclusive sports coverage you won't find anywhere else.